Happy Tom Ford Tuesday. Today I'm going to share with you some products that are new to Tom Ford, some upcoming releases. You know, those late nights of scrolling and curiosity and falling down the rabbit holes and ending up on places you didn't know existed, and then you find and see new products coming from Tom Ford. It's quite interesting and amazing. So I'm going to share my thoughts on these products. I'm going to share with you if I'm going to try to get them or not. And we're just going to talk about all things Tom Ford today, all the new things. Yes. Let's hydrate and begin. Okay, so this is my first time doing a video like this where I'm kind of just talking about upcoming releases when it comes to makeup. So I definitely want to hear your feedback, how you feel about these types of videos. Comment down below. Let me know. And also, while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't and give today's video a thumbs up. Yes, please, and thank you. Okay, so yes, it's Tom Ford Tuesday. You know, the full face is Tom Ford. I'll have everything listed and linked down below in the description box. I'm scooting on this way over so that I can put up here on screen the things that we're going to be talking about. So first, let's start off with something that's currently available for pre-order from Bergdorf Goodman. So we've got two new eyeshadow palettes, and these are in the new Creme formulation, which I think is fantastic and I'm actually really excited about. It's speaking my language. It's green. Give me all the greens. I think Tom Ford doesn't have enough greens. I think other than Photosynthesis, which wasn't my favorite eyeshadow palette, I think this is going to be a nice refresh when it comes to the green color story. Now, based on the swatches, those first two shades, you have that very light peachy looking shade. Then you have that nice bronzy shade. So those two shades, that's a look. That's your nice everyday, you can reach for this palette, you can get your use out of the palette for your everyday wear. But then you throw in those two other shades. One's like a matte and one has a little bit more of a shimmer to it, the greens. Very beautiful tones of green. These look dark enough that you'll be able to create a little bit more depth, even take it to a smoky eye with these colors. You can definitely get a lot of wear out of this color story. In my humble opinion, this palette is a yay for me. I need it. I'm going to try to get it as soon as it becomes available because I know that I can get a ton of looks out of it, a ton of use out of it, and it's a really pretty addition to this new cream eyeshadow formulation. So right now it's on pre-order at Bergdorf, but here's why I did not pre-order it currently from Bergdorf. When you look down and it says expected to ship, there's no date. So that could mean anything. You could sit there for months, 6 months, 3 months, okay? And you don't know when you're going to get your makeup. So personally, I have not pre-ordered this as of yet, but I am going to keep looking to see when it pops up because usually when they do this, it means it's coming. Another thing with these two new cream eyeshadows is that they are also on the Tom Ford website. They're listed as unavailable or sold out. But what that tells me is that they're coming soon. So I have been checking around, seeing maybe who, where has them. But again, I haven't pre-ordered from Bergdorf because it doesn't have an expected ship date. And I just don't feel like being in that limbo. I just want the palette when it's available to buy it and get it. Yeah. So the next one in the same formulation and also available as a pre-order from Bergdorf is the Violet Satine. This is a pretty color story. I will admit I like the green one a little bit more. If I had to choose between the two and I only had to get one, okay, in all honesty, I would go with the green one because for me personally, I know I'm going to get a lot more use out of that, but I need this one too. It's really, really pretty. So this one, you've got that super light frosty shade, then you've got that really pretty purpley shade that looks like it's going to be the most beautiful on the lid, just all over the lid. It has like a little bit of a silvery purple shift, which I actually enjoy silver eyeshadow all over the lid. I think it's really pretty and I enjoy wearing those for date nights and you know when you just want to be a little extra. Now here's where I feel it becomes a little bit more wearable, a little bit more practical, but still Tom Ford sophisticated all the way, are these two darker shades of purple. Based on these swatches, you'll definitely be able to get nice depth on the eyes with these two nice all over the lid shades. Use one of the, you know, previous colors for a little brightened effect. But overall, I think it's a nice color story. The swatches on the models are really pretty too. Like honestly, looking at the palette and then looking at the swatches on the lids, it almost looks like a different palette. So I feel like this is going to be one of those that I need to have myself swatch myself and see how I feel about it. I found this particular, profile through Chic Profile, and these are swatches of these palettes. Now, they look so different. They really do. Like the more purpley palette, there's one color in here that kind of looks like it has a little bit of a pink, reddish burgundy tone to it, versus on the site, it doesn't look like that. So I don't know, maybe it's just a lighting thing. I don't know. But these are definitely color stories that I'm into. And regardless, I'm going to get these. I have to get them. I need to. They're so beautiful. Now, since we're on the Bergdorf Goodman website, I also saw, oh my gosh, they're showing me Tom Ford shoes. Get away. I'm trying to be good. Tom Ford's coming out with Eyebrow Laminator. Sounds interesting. The packaging is very Tom Ford. It's more of the traditional packaging, not the limited edition fun stuff that he occasionally comes out with. This too does not have an expected ship date, so that's why I personally did not order it. But Eyebrow Laminator. This is said to be creamy, soft, and perfectly transparent. Lightweight formula shapes and sets brows while offering non-smudging, clump-resistant fullness. It's cool. I'm not a fluffy brow person. I don't have enough brows to do that, even if I wanted to. I've always loved the way Tom Ford explains the brows as like architecture. And this is just another great addition to the line that I think a lot that are into this type of stuff, into these type of products, will really enjoy. I think this is a cool product. It looks like an interesting product, and I'll be curious to see what the people who can benefit from using it, think about it once it's available. Now this next product, I love these type of products from Tom Ford. I made it a point to collect all of the ones that he released previously. It is a eye and cheek palette. Now, I have no idea when this is available. I actually found this on a site based in Hong Kong. I know, I feel the same way too. I genuinely feel the same way. I understand. And isn't she beautiful? Look at that. Oh, so pretty. So this is in the shade 01 Raw Desire. Yeah, I know. So this is presented in the limited edition Ultra Luxe textured ivory case inspired by the white suede fragrance. This eye and cheek palette by Tom Ford features shades that are designed in a variety of dynamic textures for a sensuous, shimmering, wet-dry formula. 2 extreme luminous matte shades that melt onto the skin to deliver rich, high-intensity color. Do you see why I love these face palettes from Tom Ford? They're so good. Yes. Neutral quad with rosy undertones, made in Italy. Oh my goodness. I wish I knew more. But again, this I found on a Hong Kong based website. There's not even swatches. Don't know anything about this collection or this product, but it came up when I was searching for new Tom Ford stuff just on Google. And I was like, yeah, this looks beautiful. Let's talk about the color story. This is a very practical, wearable color story. The thing about the eye and cheek palettes is that you literally have everything you need. This one looks like highlight, blush, and then eyeshadows. Some of the other ones, you could use the eyeshadows as blush, the bronzer on the eyes, and things like that. This one, I feel like, depending on the finish, because there is this darkest shade, you probably, depending again on the finish and your brush and your application, there's a couple of factors, you probably could use that as a light bronzer. It just depends on your skin tone and your preferences, you know, because if this is like super shimmery and like the most, you probably won't enjoy that as like a bronzer or a contour or a bronzer. But if it's more like, because didn't it say something about matte? Where is it? Wet Dry Formula, 2 Extreme Luminous Matte Shades. If it's more like a luminous matte, you could definitely use it. But I think the other colors that are in the eye section, those 4 in the middle, those are really wearable colors. Those are really pretty. I mean, who doesn't love a bronze on the lid? And that kind of pinky, peachy, pinky, we'll say pinky champagne-y tone, that's really pretty. This is just an overall really pretty eye and cheek palette that I cannot wait to get my little paws on. This is definitely up my alley. I love all of my other ones. I still use them. I haven't really been able to talk about them much because you can't get them anymore, and that makes me sad. But if you have them in your collection, enjoy them. They are fantastic. And they're great because it's literally one palette that you can do it all with. So I think this is going to be a great addition to the Tom Ford collection. So yeah, I want this, but I have no clue when or if I'll ever be able to get it. It's just one of those, but I definitely had to share it with you and talk to you about it because I found it and it was like, yeah, and share it. This is beautiful. So let's talk about some things that you can get now. So these would technically be classified as new releases from Tom Ford. And these, I'm just looking at the Nordstrom website under new Tom Ford. We have a private blend fragrance collection. So this looks like, I hope this is not little sample size and it's more like maybe these. No, there's no way it's this size, the travel size. It's probably like half of the travel size, because if it's this size, they are out of their mind. Like the little samples that you would get from your essay. Let's see here. Oh, it doesn't even say the size. Oh no. But this is a nice blend. Like the fragrances in here, they're all really good. They've got Ebem Fume, which is one of my favorites. It's such a unique scent. Rose Prick right there. Yes, that's another great one. Soleil Neige, Bitter Peach, Eau de Wood, and White Suede. This is a really nice selection of fragrances. I mean, it's 90 bucks. I just hope they're not selling sample size. And it doesn't have it on here where it says the size, and that's kind of driving me crazy. There really aren't much details. Let's look at the reviews. The first one comes up. I didn't realize on the amount of product of these vials, but to me, these are sample sizes, not travel sizes. Oh, okay. And then the rest are good. Hold on. This is the best way to experience Tom Ford fragrances. See, that's what I was saying. This would be a great way to experience and try out Tom Ford fragrances. Oh my gosh, the size is 0.1. Okay, so that's definitely not travel size. This is 0.3. So it's going to be a lot smaller than this. So based on this one review here, this is 0.1, not 1.0 ounces. So if you're curious, they are small. The bottles are small enough to enjoy and figure out if the fragrance is for you or not. See, okay, yeah, I get it now. These are definitely more so going to be smaller than the traditional travel sizes, but enough for you to see if you're going to like it or not. And that's kind of what that's what I said when it came to these sizes, but these are definitely smaller. But again, it's a nice variety. You're getting 6 fragrances of Tom Ford. I mean, it's going to be high quality stuff. So this is going to be perfect for anyone who's really been interested in Tom Ford fragrances and you want to have some to really try out continuously and see how you feel about it. Because sometimes when you get a sample at the store, you need to really sample it over and over, you know, and see how you feel about it. So I think this is cool. I have majority of these, so I'm not going to get it, but I will tell you, if I had seen this before I bought all of the ones in this size, I would have bought this to see which ones I really wanted to buy in the full size. So why is my mirror blocking you? I'm so sorry. So yeah, that's the Private Blend Fragrance Collection. Another new Tom Ford product is the Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum. This is a new one. So this is an addition to one that's already existing. I don't know the difference, but this is a bold and intensified scent that merges amber, spices, and woods, evoking the private darling aspects of the Noir man. This definitely sounds like something I would want to get for my husband. But I will tell you, there is a Tom Ford fragrance that he has that I wear and I love. I borrow this one from my husband all the time. This smells so good. Like, so good. I never thought I would like this. So I'm kind of curious about this one now. This new one. And the packaging is really pretty. I mean, it's all gold. It's very Tom Ford, isn't it? Notes sound pretty good. I feel like I would actually enjoy this. So I might get this. I might. Let me take you back to that website that I found the Tom Ford Eye and Cheek palette, because they have some lipsticks that go with this Eye and Cheek palette in the limited edition packaging. I mean, all white. Not, where is my white packaging? I feel like I have, okay. Tom Ford has white packaging that he has done. Okay, he has done the white pack, the Soleil collection, which is the white packaging with the gold. Love. Okay, he did the Pros collection. I forget, but then he did the white packaging with the black. This is all white. Like, that is me on everything. Like, I love the look of this. So this is the Tom Ford Lip Color Satin Matte. Look at those beautiful colors. Yeah, I like the packaging. Yeah, the packaging has something to do with me wanting the product. But again, this is from a site in Hong Kong, and I have no idea if and when, you know. Tom Ford's Satin Matte formulation is really, really creamy without the gloss finish. It's a very comfortable formulation. So I would definitely be interested in these. But again, it's on a site in Hong Kong, you know. But I discovered it. I found it. I have an interest in it. It's new. And I wanted to share it with you. All right. So here's another product that I found on Cheek Profile on Instagram. She has this picture of another cheek and eye palette. Okay. I have some feelings about it, okay? Because first I look at it and I'm like, ooh, that's gorgeous. And then I kind of really analyze the color story, okay? Now, this is based on what Cheek Profile, you know, put in her description. She said that it's the Soleil Eye and Cheek palette for 2022 Summer Edition. I know. It's August. I know. I understand. I'm with you. I know. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a winter. I don't know. But it's okay. Let's talk about the actual product. Now, Tom Ford released the Eclat, that cheek one that was super light. Like, Tom Ford, you are so good at making sure all of us can use your stuff. What was that? If this is anything like that, oh, it's going to be such a letdown. And I kind of sort of feel like it is, because based on the colors, it looks really light. They just look really light and blah. I'm nowhere near as excited about this one as I am about the other one that I showed you. This one, if I had to choose between the two, I would not get this one. I would pass on this one. But I like the gold shades, and I like the blush, and I like the highlight. But those other two eyeshadow shades look like they will do absolutely nothing but set your lid if you put a primer or concealer on your lid. You know what I mean? They're very, very light. Or, hey, it's totally fine that maybe this is just intended for super fair tones. That's fine. Whatever. I'm not mad at it. Now, I did also see on Chic Profile another... I think this is the same. I'm not sure because we talked about this earlier. Looking at the, photo of the product and then looking at the actual product, it can look a little different based on lighting and all the things. But you see here, this and the like stock photo look very different. The actual photo, it looks like it's got some potential. I feel like I would be able to use it and it would just be more of a light, bronzy, kind of more so your everyday type of eye and cheek palette. I think it's pretty. If I had only seen the stock photo and didn't see this, I would be like, no, I don't want it. But now that I see this actual photo, I want it. I think it's pretty. But again, I don't know anything, Chic Profile did do some swatches, and the swatches are really pretty. Here's the thing though, I feel like we have so many colors like this. So now I kind of feel like I don't need it. I more so just want it. Because, the collector of Tom Ford in me is going to want it, but I don't need this. This has got so many of the same colors. They're pretty. And the formulation is going to be fantastic. But, meh. This is okay. I feel like I'm still leaning towards the other one, the first eye and cheek palette that I shared with you. This one's very pretty too. But the colors, they're okay. They're wearable. They're realistic colors. This is definitely a practical Tom Ford palette. Something you'll definitely get a lot of use out of. But it's just okay. I think I like the other one a little bit more. Yeah. But again, that's one I have no idea if we'll even be able to get, Yeah. Me. But it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Right? So we've talked about the new releases, the upcoming makeup, and just things that I found across the internet. I kind of want to quickly share with you some products that I would hope to see from Tom Ford in the future. In the near future at that. I feel like we need them. I feel like we need a refresher on the bronzers. I love Tom Ford bronzer. He killed it with bronzer. The packaging was phenomenal. It was a great bronzer. But then one particular shade got discontinued. You couldn't find it anywhere. So I, in a mad dash, bought, a few so that I would have backups. But it's not cool. Stop it. Stop doing that. It's amazing formulation, Another product that I would love to see, in the line is finishing powders, setting powder, like, powder. You all know how much I love doing full faces of Tom Ford. I'm a Tom Ford girl. And he has like a finishing powder, but there's like 3 shades and one shade is too dark, one shade is too light. I can't find my right shade. I feel like he needs to revamp that whole thing. You know what I mean? Also, lip liners and eyeliners. Can we get that line revamped? Okay. He's really got some great lip liners. I bought as much of them as I could find. I would go to the counter, the Tom Ford counter, and they told me they're discontinuing them. I'm like, what? And then I would see them on sale, so I'd pick and choose and pick up and, all that. But can we get that refreshed? Can we get more? Because those were actually really good. They had a really good shape. Where are they? I think it would be helpful instead of just talking. I'd show you. Okay, yeah. Here they are. They're great. I really love this shape. It was like a little triangular shape. And he had like the best colors. Like, look at this color. And it came with a lip brush. And I mean, it was such a nice quality product. But why? Why is this gone? Why can't I find this everywhere? Some retailers still have it. Some counters you can ask and they might have a few. But can we get more of these? I would love to see some more lip liners, you know, put back in the line. And eyeliners. I have a few of his eyeliners. I have them in this one. This is like the regular kohl pencil formulation. Really great colors. And then and then the Emotion Proof, which is this one. This is more of like the sharpened pencil, and this is more like the twist up that comes with the little sharpener at the bottom. Great products, but like you can barely find these, and you can barely find these, and it's like, why? Stop it. Don't do this to me, Tom. Stop it right now. Do you have any products that you'd like to see in the line soon or at some point from Tom Ford? Comment below. I'm curious. I want to hear your thoughts. How are we feeling about these new releases and these upcoming releases and these sneak peek releases and these things I just happened to find on the internet that said they were new from Tom Ford? Another question. How do we feel about these products being leaked versus the actual brand letting us know about it? I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about that. I have some thoughts, but I'm keeping them to myself. We'll talk about that in another video. And with that said, happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. Don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't. Check down below for all the details and all the things we talked about in today's video, along with my full face of Tom Ford. Stay beautiful, guys. Bye.